Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome, and welcome to Manifestation Monday. That works for me, right? That works for me. Woo! I got a really good show that I want to bring to you today. But first of all, I want to do a little housekeeping. You may have noticed that our name has changed from Crime Time with True Oracle to Fate and Fortune with True Oracle. And it's because we have so much more to bring to you than just one little subject. And I think that it's very exciting to just embrace it all. And we want all of you to embrace it. And that's why I'm asking you to please do me a favor, subscribe, click that notification bell and give this a like. And you may want to personalize your preferences on the notification bell so you know that you can really get, because sometimes these notifications just kind of slip through the cracks and you don't want to miss a thing. That's what it's about. You don't want to miss a thing. So we're very happy to have you here. And once we reach 4,000 subscribers, we're going to have a giveaway and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I just bet that we will have a giveaway for a reading with me. I bet you that we'll do that. Maybe among other things, we don't know. As we get closer to the 4,000 mark, we're definitely going to make sure that that happens. And we're going to continue that because we appreciate you so much. And thank you all so much for being here and watching. Today, I'm excited to bring this to you. Now, I've got to go back and I've got to say, you know what? I have so many good reports about last week and the water method the week before, and so many good things. People are manifesting all over the place, and especially clapping. That works for me. That works for me. I am the one that works for me. And I'm going to tell you what, it does work for me. I'm going to tell you what else works for me. But first of all, you know that commercial? I think it's Capital One. Now, not sponsored, but I think it's Capital One that says, what do you have in your wallet? What's in your wallet? Well, that's my question to you today. What's in your wallet? Because if your wallet, let me see if I can look at it. If your wallet looks like this, do you see this? And you see all these papers, and you go to the store and you stuff everything in here, and your money is disheveled and you just don't know where it is, and you're standing in line at the store and you're saying, well, where's my money? Let's see, I have a dollar bill here and I have a $5 here. My darlings, if you want to attract money, you got to clean that up. You've got to make sure, okay, I have a few dollars here. I'm just going to show you. You got to make sure, instead of having a $1 bill or whatever it is, whatever currency you have, instead of just having it all backwards and disheveled and everything else, you take your least bill, and if you've got another one, and then you take the next one and you put it behind, and you all make sure that it's going in the right direction, that nothing is backwards, nothing is disheveled, nothing is messed up, and you watch and see how nice it's going to be. And you know what? When you get home, then you can take these wonderful receipts out. You can file them, throw them away, do whatever you need to do with them. That's going to be up to you, but don't leave them in your wallet. Don't leave them in your pocketbook. Don't leave them in your console in your car. Don't leave them around. Just don't leave them around, because you know what? We have to respect the energy of money. Now I'm going to share with you a little something that I did this week. A good friend of mine reminded me of the rice jar. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I did this little method, and I'm going to share it with you. I did this rice jar method within 2 days. 2 days of doing this, someone out of state, out of the blue, that has watching my videos, watching this, she was a private client of mine for years, decided she just wanted to send me a little tip. But it wasn't so little. It was $500. 500 out of the blue. Nothing. Boo. You talk about wonderfully surprised. Then I got notification that I was getting a payment from something else that I've been expecting for a long time, and actually thought, well, I bet it doesn't come this month. I bet it will come in March. It came 2 days after. Wonderful things have been happening. The growth on the YouTube channels, the growth in everything else. I mean, just literally positivity, positivity, and money. And that's why I'm here, because I want to teach you how to do it. Now, this won't only work for money. It will work for a relationship too. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm going to show you what it is. You see this? You see this? This is a little jar. I just used a jar that I think olives or mushrooms or something came in. And of course, I had cleaned it out and was saving it for a rainy day. Well, guess what? My rainy day came. And in that rainy day, what you do is you put, now I've got some folded bills in here, whatever denomination, you can put coins in. If you don't have bills, I mean, it's very rare that people carry cash around these days. So all you have to do is put whatever you're comfortable with. But I can tell you what, the bills manifest more than the coins. Even if you use a $1 bill or whatever currency, you put it, you fill the jar halfway up with rice. And then you fold up your little bill or your coins, whatever, you put it down in the middle, and then you fill it back up, and then you seal it. Now, I have a shelf in front of me. Now, the shelf in front of me, oh, it's probably about, I don't know, 4 feet away from me. I have this jar sitting on my top shelf. So every time I look up there, I smile and I say, oh, wow, you're working for me, aren't you? You're working for me. And this will work for you. And let me tell you why it works. One of the biggest things in manifestation history is rice. And rice has been very long associated with prosperity, abundance, even nourishment for many cultures all around the world. And by placing rice in a jar, you are symbolically storing and attracting wealth. Now that's pretty cool. The other reason why it works is because of the power of intention. So when you're doing this, when you're putting your bill or your coins into your rice jar, the manifestation relies on a focused intention. So what you want to do is intently focus, as in, I'm a magnet for money. I'm attracting, every time I turn around, I'm a magnet for money. Money comes to me out of the blue, out of the blue. But you can set a clear financial goal. And when you place the money in the jar, you're signaling, you know how we talk about this, you're signaling your subconscious mind that your wealth is increasing. Now, why rice too? Now let's think about it. Many of you, this amount of rice right here would probably make 2.5 cups of rice. Look how it expands, right? When you really put the heat, you put the focus into it, it expands. And you can add to whatever flavors, whatever, anything you want to with the rice, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. You see, money as a magnet, some people believe more in the money by placing real cash in the jar. Now, if you don't have real cash, maybe you have a little bit of monopoly money. Look, even if you don't have anything at all, get you a piece of paper and you can write out a $100 bill, draw a little picture into it, put some focus into that little $100 bill if you need to make one, if you don't have anything, and fold that up and know that is the money. Why is it money? Because you've intended it. You've said that it is. It has to do with ritual and repetition. When you engage in this type of manifestation, this builds energy. And what happens with energy? Energy can never be restored. It just may change form and move on. What form is this going to change into? Money. It'll change into money, and it will continue to increase. You don't have to add anything to it. You don't have to do anything to it. You can keep this for a very long time, unless you just want to add more money to your jar. And as you do this, it will definitely, you're taking action to financial growth is what it is. The other thing that you need to remember is that through the law of attraction, you are aligning yourself the frequency back here with this reticular activating system, and you're keeping the jar visible because it serves as a constant reminder of wealth, and it allows your energy to have financial success. Don't you love that? I mean, think about this. This is just a little something. Now, before I go on, I've got a couple little things. Hello there, Sissy, my darling. How are you? I did your water method with 2 glasses. Good, good. 2 days later, I received notice that a settlement we've been waiting for 4 years was settled. Bravo. That works for me. Bravo. The amount was 4 times more than I expected. Celebration time. Bravo. That works for me. Bravo. Well, congratulations on manifesting that. And now that you know how it feels, you can do that even more. You can do it even more. And imagine what would happen now if you added the rice jar. Look, we're not going to slow down with this. Every week, I'm going to have something more for all of you to do. And don't forget to write out your journals. Write down. It is so important. Many people listen. They think they're going to, oh, I don't like to write, Zelda. Well, do you like to attract money? Do you like to attract love, cars, the home you want? You know, it's not really about being rich as it is about being wealthy in all areas. There's a difference between being rich and then wealthy. When you are wealthy in all areas and you pay it forward, that is pure wealth. Especially in this here. I paid it forward immediately. I pay it forward. And guess what? It just keeps coming. Keeps coming. The growth on the YouTube channels, the growth within me spiritually, just things I can't even explain are fantastic. Now, is this something that will continue? Sure it will. Sure it will. Will there be, this is life. You're going to be, you're in the cycle of life and you will be experiencing waves, but you're preparing for whatever comes down the pike. And whatever comes down the pike, when you are manifesting, you can get through it a lot faster. As an example, you get an unexpected bill. Instead of covering your head and saying, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that, this is horrible, and spending 5 days thinking about this bill, why don't you spend 1 day and say, gee, it's paid for. Look, I'm writing it down. There's the bill, paid in full. Thank you very much. That works for me, and it will work for you. Start paying attention to those things, and you'll get out of that negative way sooner than what you think. Witchy Capricorn, I love this. This method works. I love this method. It is life-changing. It is life-changing. And I love that. And thank you so much for your comment, my dear Witchy Capricorn. I've got a good friend who is a Capricorn. My son is a Capricorn. Good signs, good signs. So by taking the time, clearing out, look at this wallet. I did this on purpose because I want you to see, look, If you carry around a wallet like this, and you know what, you may not have anything else, and that's fine, but maybe you could get another one at the Dollar Tree or at the Poundland or whatever. But when you carry around something like this, you know what you're telling? You're not respecting the ebb and the flow, the ebb and the flow. You're not respecting what is coming down. So let's continue, because this is really very, very interesting. So why this works? It causes a psychological shift. I mean, your way of thinking is just going to change. This practice helps you focus on financial growth. It helps you focus on positive instead of scarcity. Instead of thinking about what you don't have, you're going to start shifting your mindset into abundance and focusing on what you do have. This is subconsciously programming your mind. You're reprogramming your subconscious, basically. This ritual reprograms your subconscious mind to recognize and accept prosperity. So when you're putting it up on your little shelf, you put it so where you can see it every day, multiple times a day. Don't put it in your kitchen somewhere in a cabinet. Don't put it in your bedroom. You're not, unless you spend a day in your bedroom, my darling. Unless you spend, I'm not one, I'm not going to spend all day in my kitchen. Maybe I should, but I'm not going to. You put it right where you can see it. Now, I don't put it here on my desk because I have some little people with 4 legs. They're furry. They meow a lot. And they want me to pay them rent. You know how it goes. And they're constantly walking around here, and I don't want them to knock it off and maybe break it, because that's not a good thing either. So I've kept it high on that shelf, and you bet I look at it several times a day. This inspires action. It is so exciting, because when you start believing that this works, you become more open to opportunities that will draw money to you. You see, here's the thing. Sometimes we have it backwards. We think that we need to draw ourselves to money. When I can't tell you how many times people will ask me, can you please tell me, will I win the lottery? Because that's the only thing that I can think of that will get me money. Well, guess what? The universe has so many more ways that they, God and their angels, can bring money. There's so many different things that you have forgotten about that will come in. Increase. Think of increase. Do not limit yourself, because you see what happens when you call and you say, gee whiz, I can't think of anything else but the lottery. Well, first of all, you're taking it upon yourself for you to be attracted to money. You're not attracting money to come to you. You want to go to the money. No, no, no. You want that money to come to you. That's what it's all about. When you do that, when you start sitting back and thinking, oh no, where am I going to get this money? All I can do is win the lottery. I don't have any family that I can borrow from, and nobody's going to leave me an inheritance or any of these things. You know what you do? You start tying the hands of God and his infinite wisdom and his universe, because they can't help you if you're not going to listen. And that was a very hard lesson for me to learn. Energetic times of spiritual traditions that will leave you aligned with the frequency of wealth, and it will draw into your life resonance. Frequency, energetic resonance. You must, my darlings, be consistent. And that's what it's all about. You've got to be consistent. It is so it is so important that you protect this energy. And you know what else I would do while you're doing it? I would listen, because I do that often, to 432 hertz and 528 hertz. Now you can find those on whatever platform you can listen to. I think we may even have some on this channel. And I believe there is a really great video on here that is a guided meditation, and I will link it in this description, that will help you. And it is beautiful. And you'll feel yourself opening up, because what you're doing is you're raising the light, you're raising your energy, and you're raising all of this acceptance for abundancy of frequency and vibration for everything to come in. That's what it's all about. So make sure, my darlings, that you're open to this, because I'm going to tell you what, if you do it today, we'll have another one March 3rd, Monday, March 3rd. I believe Monday is March 3rd. I'm pretty sure it is. Monday, March 3rd. I want to hear of your success. I can't wait for you to start writing things in the comments and letting me know your success. I love this. It doesn't matter if you do the water method, the rice jar, you can do them all at the same time. Just make sure you've got, and let me show you something. I didn't put this out here. I should have. I wanted to show you. I went to the Dollar Tree. See, I'm going to show you. This right here on the back of this says $1.25 US. Look at this. It's a cutest little notebook. It's 60 sheets, right? And it's got this little band, and you can start out with that. You can write down your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, write down what you want, secure it. That's what I like to do, because you know what? You don't want to tell anybody else what you're doing. You don't want anyone else to come in and flub up all of your hard work. That's the most important thing. Now, I will tell you, I was having a conversation with one of my friends. This conversation was about family members who wouldn't listen, who would not be open to this type of things, and who are determined. And I have those family members too, who are, and friends and clients, who are determined to be totally negative. My darling, what I will do is, when this video is over, I will put the water method link in the description for you, so you can go back over and watch that and look at that again. So that, I don't want you to miss a thing. But if you have someone in your life that is so negative, that refuses to be anything else than negative, and wants to listen to nothing but negativity, knowing that there is a lot that they could accomplish and acquire, and all they need to do is just listen one time, but they don't. What do you think has to happen? Instead of getting upset, instead of just walking away and being inflamed, I decided a long time ago, for me, the best thing to do was to accept how they are, accept how they want, accept what they want to do, accept their negativity as their idea, because you're certainly not going to be negative, and you're certainly not going to sit around. Believe me, I've had past tense, where you're sitting among people and it becomes a trash fest. And what do I mean by that? Well, if they're not trashing each other, they're trashing this one, or they're trashing a situation, or they're telling something about something, and it just ain't good. I'm just going to tell you, it just isn't good. And by the time you leave there, you just feel like you want to explode, right? So the best thing for me, one thing that I've always done is, in the middle of that, I look at my watch. I look at oh, geez, I've got to go. I'm so glad to see you. Bye. Have a good time. And the more that I did that, they understood that I'm not going to listen to that. They were very careful about what they said around me. Now, will anyone make me so negative? No. Will anyone change my mind about any of this? Absolutely, teetotally not. You know, people kind of get negative. And when you start acquiring things, like bigger things, pardon me, you open up doors where you can move into a beautiful home, you can drive a beautiful car, and you've got a beautiful partner, and people look at you and they wonder, what the heck are you doing? Are you doing something that isn't legal? Well, of course you are. You're practicing. Of course you are doing something legal, not. But if you're practicing one of the most important laws of the universe, just like the law of gravity. It's there. There's nothing you can do about it, whether you accept it or not. And yet, this is one of the universal laws, and people just poo-poo it. But the sad part is people don't realize that they are attracting. They are attracting the negative. Now, I want to show you something. You're going to love this. Okay? I should have had this ready, but I'm here right now. Let me see. Let me see. That's not it. It is, let me see. Well, I have to get this image. I have to get it for you. And I'm praying that I find it because I know it's here. And I'll find it. And if I don't find it, I will put it into the description as well. What it is, and I cannot find it, I'm not going to waste the time, and I should have done it. I apologize. What it really is, it's the message from Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Because the most important thing is to make sure that you keep that faith, you keep the positivity, because the moment that you start going backwards, and I've seen that happen with people that are really starting to attract abundance, love, weight loss, weight deletion, we'll call it weight deletion, changing your spiritual appearance, your physical appearance, all of that can happen. I've seen it. I've done it. But what happens is they get around other people that they love, and the other people bash them so hard that they walk away and they don't do it again. And it's a travesty. It's really, really sad what happens to them. Because just like the law of attraction, that universal law of, and I'm sorry, law of gravity, just like that universal law of attraction, frequency alignment, vibration, it's there. So why not use it? This is a law that has been around since creation, and in the Word, it says we have not because we've asked not. Well, we have to ask and we have to have faith. But the most important thing is we have to know that whatever it is that we're asking for is actually good for us. According to the will, we need to know what is happening, how this is going to affect us. And the most important thing is be of service to others. If you cannot pay it forward for whatever reason, then help them understand how this will benefit them. I know someone who last week, when I told this about, made rice jars for all their family. Now, talk about paying it forward. And their family members, I mean, they're all in. They're all in. They're going for it. Can you imagine? Here, Merry Christmas. Here, we're going to put that in your stocking. Listen, I would be thrilled. And I would be saying that works for me. Now, how do you do this for love? You write down what it is that you want. I want a healthy, loving relationship, of someone that I deserve. Personally, I do not believe we should name people because I think it borders a little bit on manipulation. Okay? We can, though. If we are dating someone and you want to become a little bit more attractive to them, then all you have to do is say, look, I want to be a little bit more attracted to them. I want them to recognize me more. That's fine. But you want to make sure that you attract somebody who is in the same mindset, the same idea that you are having, same frequency and vibration. They don't have to be on the same level as you. They'll catch up. Believe me, when they see things happening, they'll catch up. No one can do this for you. No one can do this on your behalf. And no one can ever take it away from you. You'll have this faith. You'll have the ability to do this for the rest of your life. And the most wonderful thing that you could ever do is you, my darlings, can pass this on from generation to generation, because when they start seeing the success that you have, you're going to be in a very, very good place. So what you do is you write down what it is that you want in that person, your perfect mate. You fold that up and you put it in your ice jar. Then you'll know you're attracting. Okay, so what if you want to delete some weight? You write down what you want, how many pounds you want to delete. Or you write down your perfect weight. Or you write down what it is that you want to do, or whatever. Do you want to increase, decrease, whatever the case may be, you write it down. And you make sure that you write it as though you already have it. Thank you for this beautiful new body of mine that I look so terrific now that I have deleted XYZ pounds, stone, whatever. I now can go into a store and buy clothes off the rack. I don't have to make sure that I go into a certain section. You see what I mean? You fold that up and you put it in your rice jar. It's not only for money, it's for many other things too. I want to be recognized at work. I work so hard. Thank you for that promotion in my career. Thank you for, I'm recognized at work. Thank you. And you know what, my darlings? It will come true. It will come into fruition. I'm so happy to bring this to you because, like I said, I just cannot tell you how much this, it works. It literally works. And we're going to talk about something that says it works next week. You're going to love it. It's free if you like to read. And I'm going to tell you something. I am a reader. I never used to be. I could not settle my mind down enough to focus on what it was that I needed to. I would read 2 paragraphs and my mind would be off to the races. Reading is so fundamental and it is so important for your manifestation growth. Now, you don't have to read self-help books and manifestation books and all this other stuff all the time. But if you read quality books, you can read sci-fi if you want to. The most important thing, put this down. Put it down. Put it down. That's the most important thing. Why? Because we spend too much engrossed. Do you know that I went on a vacation one time in Gatlinburg, Tennessee? I don't know if any of you have ever been in there, but someone else was driving and I was looking outside. And do you know that I'm going to say 90% of the people were walking down the sidewalk with their phones like this, texting while they were walking. What kind of, what? What? Put your phone down and start enjoying life. Put your phone down. All right, my darling, here we go. We have a question, a dear one. I have a gratitude jar where I put a note of something positive that happened in my life. Could I add rice to the jar, or would it be better to make a rice jar separately? I would make your rice jar separately because they are two different subjects. Like your gratitude jar is what you're thankful for, what you've manifested, or what everything is positively that has happened to you. A rice jar is for something that you want to intend to manifest. You want whatever type of abundance. So I would suggest that you do it separately. Keep them separate. That's a great question too, by the way. Keep them separate so that way you can actually even measure your success. Because the one thing you don't want to do is open and close this jar constantly because it has all this energy. You see, this little rice, what we talked about, this little rice is attracting for you. It's an energy. You don't want to be unscrewing the lid and screwing it back on, unscrewing the lid, screwing it back on. Put it, there used to be some old commercials. They were called Ronco. And in this commercial, it was one of those late night 900 number things that you ordered this and you got a $500 million offer for $49.95. There was a man by the name of Ronco, and his slogan was set it and forget it. Now, you don't want to really forget it to a certain degree, but what you want to do is you want to leave that lid screwed on top, right? You want to leave that lid screwed on top, and you want to set it on your jar. You want to set it on your shelf. You want to set the jar on your shelf so you can sit there. And when you just have a few minutes, you look up and you just say, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. I'm so blessed. I am so blessed to have this. I am so blessed that everything is coming in the way it is. And more so, more than I could ever imagine. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. So you want to keep that energy tight, but you also don't want to be carrying it around with you either. Right? That's the thing. Good afternoon, my dear Damika. She is a master manifester. This young lady, my goodness, she will call me and say, I manifested this, I manifested that. Oh my gosh, this has come in, that's come in. I don't want to do this, but I want to do that. And she does it. She does the whole kit and caboodle. And yes, we are going to be talking about vision boards, but you know what? I don't like to call it a vision board because you need it to be more than a vision. You want it to manifest. It's got to be your window. It's got to be the catalog to the universe. So you can just sit there and say, I want this, and I want this. It's like sitting on Amazon and saying, okay, I'm going to put this in my cart. I'm going to put this in my cart, and I'm going to put this in my cart. Bingo. And then you just believe that you have it. Believe that it's on the way. No sorries necessary, my darling. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There we go. I love this. Isla Shoals, Ronco the Pocket Fisherman. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed. I love it. I love it. So I want to guide you through this journey. And it's not because I'm so great. It's because it helps me to learn too. I just got to tell you. But I cannot hardly contain myself. I was telling Marie, Marie, my mod. I was telling Marie today that I'm just, my flabs are gastered. I'm flabbergasted. I am just blown away and in such a good way. I cannot wipe the smile off my face because of the things that are coming in. Hello, Toots. How are you, my darling? Hello there. You know, the most important things that we feel sometimes that we want to manifest is not really what's so important to us after all. And when you start making that list and writing things down in your little notebook, don't forget, get your little notebook, write down, get your little notebook, you know, the $1.25 store. Oops. Here we go. The $1.25 store. Get you a little notebook, write it down. Because you're going to see that as you write it down, as you continue this journey, things will start changing. Things will start just moving into different directions for you. Doors will open. You will have choices. You will not have to feel like you have to do something because that's your only choice any longer. No. You don't have to do that. Not at all. Learn when you put this guy away, when you put it down, imagine, because I'll tell you what, it's very hard for me because you know how busy I am. And I love being busy. But there for a little while, I had to start putting my phone down because it was too much. Too much. And I had to limit my screen time on some of these programs and apps that talks about, as much as I report, as much as I read on it, true crime and all these things, a lot of these 911 calls and everything else, they really started getting to me. And they make you a little paranoid, and they make you not trust. And some of those things were starting to get to me. So I limited my time. And I'm going to tell you, that time, the 15 minutes that I limit, I put my phone down, I get out my Kindle and I start reading. Now, what if you say, but Zelda, I can't afford any books? I'm going to tell you something, my darlings. You can go on and you can download a Kindle app or a reader app. I'm not promoting any one or the other. If you have something you know, whatever. But then you can go to the website of that reader. I have Kindle, so that's why I'm talking about it. And before, I bet you I only have, out of the many years that I had that, I bet I've only bought 5 books. Because they have every book that you can possibly think of, and they have them for free. The classics. Download a book and start reading it. And you will see how you will get lost in the story. And you know what? That is so good for your imagination. It is so good to feel because the job of a writer is to transport you into that scenario and into that scene where you forget where you are. You forget. You can become distracted. That's the most important thing. Start reading and start writing, even though it may only be 15 minutes a day. Remember, I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful I have this now, and that works for me. I'm so thrilled. So yeah, my darlings. And next week, we're going to be talking about some things about it works. So now you've got the water method. Now you've known how to write a letter to the universe or to whomever, God, whomever you want. The rice jar that totally works. And next week we'll have something more. You are going to be in such a place that you're going to have just an arsenal. And that's my idea, is just to give you the best advice, the best methods that you could possibly ever have. Because you know what? Life is too short. And you want to be manifesting the things that you want to manifest, not manifesting the negative. I'm going to tell you a little story. I don't know if I told you this, but I'm going to tell you again because I think we've got some different people here. I had a client a few years ago that would call me and say, Zelda, can you tell me, am I going to jail? And I'm like, what did you do? Well, I didn't do anything, but I just keep having these dreams and I know that I'm going to go to jail. And I said, well, you're having the dreams because you convinced yourself that you're going to jail. I don't see any jail cards. And believe me, I can. And I would have told her if I did. And she's like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong, Zelda. I'm going to jail. I just know it. I'm like, well, if you know that, then why are you calling me? Well, I just wanted to see how good you were. And I said, well, what you want me to do is tell you what you want to hear. And I'm not going to do that. I don't do that kind of thing. Well, this would go on and on and on. Till one time I thought, I haven't heard from her. I hope she's okay. And it was about a few months later, she calls. And she says, Zelda, I'm so happy to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, well, I've been wondering about you. How are you? And she says, guess where I've been? And I said, don't tell me. She goes, yeah. She said, I went to jail just like I told you that I would, and you didn't see it. And I said, so you're going to blame me that you went to jail because you thought I didn't see it, but I'm thinking that you should never have gone to jail. I said, what happened? What did you do? And she goes, well, I really didn't do anything. She said, I was in one of these discount stores. I think it was like Dollar General here in the United States or something like that. That's, it's a discount store. And she was in there shopping, had her hands full, thought she was putting hair color in a basket and actually she had a big tote bag. So don't take big tote bags in these stores. Put the hair color in her tote bag. So they saw her on camera doing this. They allowed her to check out. And when she checked out and she walked through, they nailed her in the parking lot. It was a $7.99 box of hair color. And instead of saying, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, and giving it back, she started arguing with the police. Yeah, you can imagine. No, you're not taking me anywhere. I've got this at home. I've got that at home. When the police officers did give her the opportunity to say, well, you know what? If it was an accident, let's just go back in the store you pay for. She wanted to fight the whole way through. Now, whose fault is that? So she ended up going to jail. She couldn't make the bail because I don't know what happened. So she fought. And then she got in a fight with some of the girls in there. She went to court. She fought with the judge. She stood in front of the judge. And the next thing you know, she did 4 months in jail and got a misdemeanor charge. And the only reason she didn't pick up a felony is because they actually felt sorry for her. Now, a lot of that could have been avoided, and it was attitude. Totally attitude. That's all it was. And she programmed her mind right from the beginning that she was going to go to jail. And subconsciously, she made sure she went, and she made sure she stayed. So that when she called me, I told her, well, this is a lesson in manifestation. I don't see how it could be. And I said, well, it is. Because you know what? You better watch what you wish for, because you'll probably get it. She was not happy. I have not heard from her again, and I wish her well. And if she's watching this, let me know, because this is your story, but I'm telling it. I'm not mentioning your name. So the most important thing is here, my darlings, don't wish yourself into a bad position. Don't think yourself into a bad position. Because she had said that she had been dreaming it. And it was just her subconscious mind. And when people tell me that they have these reoccurring dreams, obviously it's something that's been trying to tell them, or it just could be a bad pickle that they ate. We don't know. But for whatever reason, my darlings, I want you to make sure that you're okay. Let me see. D'Amica, my darling. Oh my goodness. Strangest dream last night. A black cat ate my Oh no, not sure what that was about. Cat, it woke me up. I was heartbroken. Well, honey, we know that's not going to happen. Little Rosie's going to be okay. So I don't think any big black cat's going to come in and hurt her. So sending you good vibes. Don't worry about that, okay? Dear one, also chatters, I highly recommend the Outlander book series. I love the Outlander. They are big books, but I promise way better than walking with your nose in your cell phone. Amen to that. I'll tell you the other good series is Winston Graham is Poldark. Poldark is good ones. You know, you get into these, but I have a little ritual that I go through every year. It's in the fall, and I think I'm going to change it up a bit because I've done this for years. In October, I read Gone with the Wind. November is Gone with the Wind. October is Pride and Prejudice. And then December is Wuthering Heights. Now, those are classic literature, and I read them because I get lost in all that, and I just love it. I love Pride and Prejudice, one of my favorites. And you know what? Every time I read them, I pick up something as though it's brand new. Just like when I watched Gone with the Wind, it's a 4-hour movie, and every time I watch it, I think, God, why haven't I seen this before? Why haven't I heard them say this before? Why haven't I that's one of my favorites, D'Amica. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. In fact, I even have the soundtrack. So there we go. So I want you to listen, and I'm going to tell you the other thing that's going to help you. Like if you have some downtime, okay, instead of sitting and scrolling on your phone, I want you to you can look on this platform. They've got wonderful, but look under studying music for dark academia. Classic music to study to, dark academia music, and this is some of the most beautiful music, and you can play it. I clean my kitchen to it. I like music. I love music. But instead of just sometimes we get lost in our thoughts. No, my darlings, no. You set your intention, because I'm going to tell you something. The one thing that people don't realize is that when you are manifesting, it takes you, my darlings, with the water method, with writing things down, listening to music, keeping notes. Yeah, you're going to be busy. You just can't sit and hope that this genie drops something in front of you, because it doesn't work that way. It takes dedication and it takes laser focus. Because the moment that you feel that your mind is drifting and you're thinking about the past, and you're thinking about this guy, or this person hasn't called, or that person hasn't called, and I'm feeling so down, I'm feeling crappy, and I'm feeling this. Well, you know what, my darlings? You need to change the channel. Pretend as though your phone is your mind channel changer. So all you have to do is say, oh, got to change the channel. Click, click, click. And then you start changing the channel. And believe me, that will work for you. Just a few times of that. Because look, if you do not anchor the past in the past, your past will continue to be your present, because you are working on the ability. Oh, there is a cat walking through. Hello. You are working on the ability to manifest the positive. Not only that, what we do today, what we've done today, sets in motion for what's going to happen in 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months, and maybe even 2 or 3 years. You've got to anchor that nasty, bad, pardon me, negative stuff in the past, because you won't be able to live. You'll be living with that overshadowing your mind for the rest of your life. We all had things, bad things happen to us, and I'm very sorry. But you're supposed to be living. You're not supposed to be sitting and dwelling. You know what? I'm going to tell you this. Here in the United States, when you build a home, they call it a dwelling. Many insurance companies call it a dwelling. So when we move into our home, we're moving into our dwelling. Well, you know, when we are focusing on the past and on the negative, we are dwelling. We are moving in with that negative past. We're moving in with that bad, negative situation. We're bunking. We're bunking with them. And they're living rent-free in our heads. Kick them out. Time for an eviction notice. They do not get to be in your home, in your dwelling, in your space. Get rid of them. Get rid. And I'm talking about your thoughts, not anybody else. But if there is somebody else you got to get rid of, you got to do that too. You've got to protect yourself. That's what all of this manifestation stuff is. You've got to learn how to be intolerant. What? Zelda, what? I thought this was so peaceful and everything else. It is peaceful. That's how you get peace, is to be intolerant with the bad stuff. That's how you become peaceful, is you don't tolerate the junk. If you don't have junk in your life, you have peace. It's simple to that. It's simple, simple, my darlings. Don't make it rough on you. Don't make it tough on you. Everything is going to be working out in your favor. Now, I just want to let you know, if you would like to have a personal reading with me, my darlings, well, all you have to do is click on over, and you see that QR code right there? Yeah, it's right here. Now, while you're clicking, if you'll click the subscribe button, and if you'll click the thumbs up and hit that notification bell, and then download the QR code, it will take you right over to there. And let me show you where it's going to land you. Let me show you where you're going to land when you do that. Okay? Let me show you. Here we go. It's going to land you right over here. Do you see this? Now, not only are we now offering this type of, you see there, the old style Lenormand, and I think we just now are sold out of this other Lenormand here on the right-hand side. But you're going to see we have Kipper decks, we have journals, we have tarot journals. But you know what you can also do? You can also go here for tarot readings. You can tarot reading online, and look, there's all kinds of good little things here, my darling, that you can do. But when you go here to the shop, right, and you scroll all the way down, you can see where you can start. There's a place here for you to start getting personalized readings. And that's what it's all about. Let me show that to you. Let me show that to you. You're going to love that, because, let me get that over here. You can receive a personalized reading. That's what it's going to look like when you get over there. Now, when you order a reading, I want you to scroll all the way down. See, it gives you step 1, 2, and 3. You choose your reading and you fill out the form. If you don't fill out the form, then you can't get your reading right away. So you choose what service that you want. And this is for me only on the website. And you choose what type of reading you want. You can get everything from a birth moon phase clear up to an oracle bundle with 6 questions and all kinds of other little goodies. You come down here and that's where you pay now. That's how you do it. You can get a coffee reading. personal reading, a tarot life path, even one question. You can get them all, my darling. So I just wanted to show that there's a lot going on here, my darling. And I can tell you, you're going to be very happy. Many have gotten these readings. And if you've got a question that is burning, that you need an answer, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. So I just want you to know that. Okay, so Toots has a question. What are some common questions to ask in a reading? Oh, my darling, I'm going to tell you, it's probably easier to say what people don't ask. And both everything, literally everything. Now, I do not read medical and I don't read legal questions. Just because of legal purposes, I don't do that. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a lawyer. Anything beyond that, you can ask about family. You can ask about, does your ancestor have a message for you? You can ask about family members, a life. You can ask about your job, a career, money, even your pet. So there's all kinds of different little questions that you can ask, my darling. All kinds of little ones. And if you want to speak to me directly, we have first-time caller rates too that are out of this world for 10 minutes. I think you pay less than a Starbucks coffee. So, my darlings, now you know what to do. Go get you some rice. Look, if you even have minute rice, right? If you have one of those little packages of rice, go for it. Go for it. But you've got to have the rice jar, because you're going to be so happy that you've manifested all of this. And I love it. And I love you. And we love you. Thank you so much for being here at Fate and Fortune, Manifestation Monday with True Oracle. I'm so happy and so excited because of the growth. And it's all because of you. I want to thank you again for being here. Thank you for taking your time. And I'm wishing you all the best and happy manifestations. How fun is this? It works for me, right? It works for me. So y'all be good, be happy, be safe, be blessed, and I will